And today I'm going to be reviewing a very fun LEGO Star Wars set. This is the X-Wing Starfighter. It has 1,949 pieces, is rated 18 and up, set number 75355 for $240 in the United States. If you saw one of my previous videos, I mentioned that I got this set for only $170, which of course is $70 off. The set comes with an exclusive Luke Skywalker minifigure, and on the back of the box you can see the X-Foils put into normal position. You can see a shot from episode 4, including the dimensions, and just more shots of the ship itself. Let's take a look at this set. The set, of course, comes with two minifigures, including R2-D2 and Luke Skywalker, with the dual molded legs and arm printing in his pilot outfit. And this outfit is a very good outfit for him. This minifigure is honestly the best pilot Luke they've ever made in LEGO form. Next up, we have R2-D2. And this one has some back printing, which is more common in recent R2-D2s after 2023, I believe. And both these minifigures are very good for the set. There's nothing really I'd want more for it. Now it's time to take a look at the behemoth of the UCS X-Wing Starfighter. Not just the X-Wing Starfighter, Luke's Red 5 X-Wing Starfighter. And you can tell by the signification of the wings and their design, which they are the same on both sides. So these are fairly similar on every single side. But first, we'll take a look at the nose of the ship. And the nose of the ship is a very good model. It's a very good, I guess, design to it. However, once you get lower, you see just some awkward gaps and just like some awkward placement of parts. But it does work very well. This is probably could have been a different piece because there's an awkward angle there. And yeah, this also has an underside like this. It's completely flat. And it's definitely a little bit awkward. But sometimes it's gray, or depicted as gray. It probably would have been better as gray instead of white, because the ship is a mix of a gray and a white in universe. So definitely more gray would have been nice, especially on the nose, but yeah. And then of course we can take the nose off completely, and you just gotta shimmy it, and you can see how everything connects. All these panels are very loose. They could fall off at any time when you're like this, when the set's like this. They're connected by these clear pieces that you use in like stop motion videos and stuff like that. And it all just connects with putting the technicals into the nose. Next, we can take a look at the underbelly of the ship really quick, and we can see just some like a nice gray panel, which you can actually lift down, which obviously it's not a play feature, but we can of course lift it down for little to no reason. That piece is supposed to keep it tight, and it kind of looks like an off and on boarding ramp. It's obviously not. It's not at all intended to be like that, but it fits very nice and smoothly on here. Now we can take a look at the stand really quick, and we have the very first printed UCS plaque on of course, a UCS set. First, let's just take the set off of it so we can take a better look at the stand. When the set's off the stand, it kind of just sits, and it's kind of an awkward fit. And yeah, we can take a look at the stand. On the stand, we can take a look at just the plaque. Just says the length of it, what it is, and what it does. And of course, we can take our Luke Skywalker and place it on the two studs, that are in front of this right there. Kind of blocks some of the wording, but it looks very good. And this stand is a little blocky, and that is because the old versions of the X-Wing and UCS TIE Fighter, or I guess Imperial TIE Interceptor, had this blocky design, and that's what they decided to go with. And I don't hate it. I think it looks pretty good. And then of course we can go up onto the top of the stand, and we can see just some greebling details here to make it sit on those, which it won't, but I'll show you right now. We can take the stand right here, and of course we can just take the UCS X-Wing and place it right on top of the stand and just set it right, hold on. I had a panel fall off, that's the first. You set it down. And if you just noticed, both of those pieces flew right off. And again, that's what it looks like without the X-Foils in position, but both the pieces flew right off, and that's because they only had a 2-stud connection and 4-stud connection on the back. It was a very bad connection. Honestly, just leave those off. It looks fine like this. Of course, that's very frustrating to see in a UCS set like this. Next, we can move into the cockpit. We can open it up. There's a nice control panel, another one here, a very large seat, and of course, we have a retractable like rangefinder, but it's very awkward to play with and to get out. It breaks on me every single time I try to use it, which is definitely very frustrating. So you either want to leave it like this, or you can push it in. You just have to push it down and in. It won't fit up because the cockpit won't close. Next, we can take a look at the engines. And when the X-foils are closed. There's a very large gap here, but it is such a simple design of the X-foils and how they open that it's kind of inevitable. But this set has a lot of little flimsy details, like these. That just popped off on me. These like to move around a lot. These are a mess to play with. The wings are okay. These will fall off all the time. So this is a set you really don't want to like move around a bunch. And then of course we can place R2-D2 in that slot right there. It's definitely not to scale with the set, but it does work very well. We can take a look at the function for the X-foils, but before we do that, I wanted to take a look at the back design, and we can see a nice game controller, which is also on the TIE Interceptor. Now, before we get there, I just wanted to show you one thing. You might have heard just a little clicking noise. One of the panels just fell off because it's held on by 2 studs on a slope. So putting those back on might be really frustrating for me, but we'll see. Yep, and there we go. See, this is one of the worst parts about this set. If something starts falling apart, everything else will just, and it gets really frustrating. Now that my X-Wing panels aren't all over the place, we can actually take a look at this play feature. All you have to do is twist this knob. It looks like either direction, but for me it's gonna be my right, and it will just click and the wings will fall down. You just have to help them move a little bit back into place. And if you just keep turning in the same direction, they will slowly open up and they will go to a point where they lock and you can't move them down. And they just stay in that position, and then they just repeat over and over. Again, do not play with the set. Leave it as a display set like it should be, because it's all over the place. And there's also just a few details here. These are just like, they're barely in there. They're no stud connections. They just pop in like that. And again, this set is very frustrating, but it does look very good at that. So to put that in, it's kind of awkward at this because it's a different part of the building stage. But yeah, this is Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. We can take one more final look with my final thoughts. For $240, this is not too bad. This is a very large scale for $240 compared to like the Millennium Falcon for $170. You can definitely tell the difference. It's pretty large. But yeah, we can just take a quick, of course, final look at it. And then, of course, before we finish off, we can take a look at the undercarriage, which I don't need to lift it up for. I can just show you. So there's the underwings. There's the other underwing. They're about the same as the top. Again, one last look at the bottom. And yeah, this was Luke Skywalker's X-Wing Starfighter UCS set. Thank you so much for watching this set review. I will see you all again later, and goodbye.